Bayley needs to hear the truth, and I'm the guy that's going to do it. In this video, I'm going to tell you what she needs to hear, why she needs to hear it, and the potential ripple effects behind it. Bayley, top WWE star, right? She's done it all in the business. And 2024 is the year of Bayley. She's got a lot of history within the pro wrestling industry, a lot of history with a lot of interesting names. But not everyone understands Bayley. And I think in order to understand Bayley as we go on our journey of telling her the truth, and I hope someone shares this with her because I think she needs to hear it. I know I certainly did. But then it made me think. And we got to this point. Because in order to understand the truth about Bayley, you have to go back to the very beginning. In NXT, she is part of one of the most successful unofficial groups in the history of the pro wrestling industry. The Four Horsewomen of WWE. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, a.k.a. Mercedes Moné. They have all gone on to achieve great things in the wrestling business. Bayley, well, she was one of those that it took her a minute to find her footing. It took her a minute to find her success on the main roster. And whether it be under the leadership of Vince McMahon or the leadership of Paul Triple H Levesque, she's always been used as a top star. Everyone respects her in-ring ability. Everyone respects her promo ability and her character work. Now, she's been tied to a lot of big names in the pro wrestling industry. She's also been tied to a lot of big moments, big matches, historic matches, if you will. Now, Bayley's always been one of those that I feel like is underappreciated in a lot of ways. Because if you look at Charlotte Flair, arguably the GOAT of women's wrestling in WWE, arguably, don't come at me in the comments. You look at Becky Lynch, a megastar, right, has legitimately done it all. You have Sasha Banks, a.k.a. Mercedes Moné, who has transcended the wrestling business by her acting work and her modeling career. She's also found success outside of WWE, something which all three of the other members of the group, they haven't achieved that. If you look at Bayley, it took her a minute to finally get over the hump, right? But when she did, her career took off. And she's, in fact, transformed her career twice. Once as a lovable babyface in NXT and early on the main roster, and then a heel, right? A little bit more of an edge. So that leads us to today's video. Now, she's always going to be connected with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Mercedes Moné, but she's especially going to be connected to Sasha Banks, a.k.a. Mercedes Moné. She always will be. Not only due to their alignment, not only due to their historic NXT TakeOver match in Brooklyn in, I believe, 2015. Great match, y'all. Go back and check that out. But also because they were paired on television together, they've been great enemies and frenemies and best of friends. They've feuded for women's championships. They've won women's championships. Now, Moné is obviously in AEW. She's there. She had a chance to come back to the company in 2013 and in 2014. 2022 and 2023, I should say. But she didn't do that. She went to New Japan. Now she's in AEW. She's doing good things there. Bayley recently did an interview with Bernard Kolos, and she was asked to give her thoughts about the possibility of Moné returning to WWE and having a potential WrestleMania showdown between them. She said, "In my dreams, it does happen. But you know, time is ticking. You never say never. I hate saying never say never, and everybody says they hate saying never say never, but they always say never. Wrestling is so crazy. I've been thinking about that lately, how wild this world is. And I could see it happening someday, you know, if she wants it. But it could be 10 years from now, and it could be still special. She said one day is all. Yeah. So you got what you got to do." Look, I understand that they're very good friends. I understand that the idea of wrestling each other one more time is very promising to Bayley. It's her best friend, right? She has legitimately gone to Japan and supported her. She has legitimately gone to Vegas and supported her. And Double or Nothing when Monet won the TBS championship. She was there in Boston for Monet's debut at the Big Business episode of Dynamite. I'm going to go ahead and just say this. I don't think we ever get another Bayley-Sasha Banks match again. Not in WWE. And I'll tell you why. There's a few different reasons. One, we're dealing with women's wrestling. Women do not have as long of careers as men. There's a few different factors behind this. One, usually women like to start families. What happens when you start families? Your priorities change. Not everyone is a Becky Lynch, where she will continuously wrestle while having a young, small child. There's nothing wrong with that. As a father myself, you are constantly torn between, am I spending too much time at work and missing out on family time? And am I missing out on work so I can help support my family? Also, with women's wrestling, typically promotions don't like to use older stars that are female. It's like announcers. They don't want older announcers on there. They want younger ones. So this idea that Bayley and Monet will be in WWE in 10 years, I think is highly unlikely. Bayley's in her late 30s, Monet's in her early 30s. I don't think it's realistic. I also think you have to take into consideration Monet has aspirations of becoming an actress. She is also involved in a lot of different business ventures. She's also a model. Bayley, as I've covered here on the channel, her life is 100% WWE. She lives, eats, breathes, sleeps WWE. Monet, she has her interest across much broader waters than just wrestling. So you have to take that into consideration. All that said, I think we're never going to get another Monet versus Bayley match. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. Let me know down in the comments area below whether or not you agree with this take. Do you think Bayley will get to step inside the ring one more time with Monet and wrestle? Do you think it could be a potential WrestleMania showdown? Let me know down in the comments area below. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell just like everyone is doing so you are notified every single time we upload new wrestling content here to the channel. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see y'all